34-year-old Vijayanthini Sekaran and her husband met each other at a welfare camp after their families were removed from their homes in eastern Sri Lanka during the final phase of the country's civil war. In early 2010, they arrived in Navachole, Trincomalee district, to resettle in their new home. Harsh living conditions and lack of access to basic needs such as safe drinking water, however, continued to make life difficult for a major part of their resettlement process. As collectors, managers and guardians of water within their households, women and girls in the village were disproportionately affected by the insufficient access to clean water in the performance of their traditional household chores, such as cooking, washing and child-rearing. But this is no longer the case for Vijayanthini and other women in Navachole after ADRA Sri Lanka implemented a water project to provide safe and reliable access to water. All 180 families in this resettlement village now collect water from one of the 6 tube wells located closest to each house.
நேரத்தோடங்கள தண்ணி சரியான கஷ்டமா இருந்தது. சைக்கிள் பைக் இருந்தா 10 நிமிஷத்தால வந்துருவோம். அந்த தண்ணி எங்களுக்கு பிள்ளையார் கோயில்ல இருந்து அள்ளி கொண்டு வரும்போது தண்ணி எங்களுக்கு இந்த வீட்ல வேலையில இல்ல.
Provision of access to water has enabled women and girls in this community to be part of community life and to go to school. More importantly, availability of safe drinking water has improved the health of their children.
அந்த தண்ணி எங்களுக்கு தெரியாதானே நல்ல தண்ணியா இருக்குதுன்னு இதெல்லாம் செக் பண்ணி எங்களுக்கு தந்தது நல்ல தண்ணி பிள்ளைகளுக்கு நோய் நொடி இல்ல.
ADRA's Water Sanitation and Hygiene WASH project is driven and influenced by the recognition that access to safe water is a fundamental human need and therefore a basic human right. Since first arrived in the country in 1980, ADRA has been working tirelessly to improve and increase the poor's access to water. These efforts have lent themselves to positive changes in the health and well-being of over 2,000 poor families that now have a reliable water supply. The WASH project has addressed urgent water and sanitation needs in Hambantota, Ampara, Trincomalee, Batticaloa, Nuwara Eliya and Vavuniya districts by ensuring people's access to safe water sourced from tube wells, dug wells or gravity-fed water systems. ADRA Sri Lanka has developed a sophisticated state-of-the-art tube well construction mechanism that consists of needs assessment in conjunction with local authorities, location identification by a professional hydrogeophysical investigator, drilling, construction of the unique apron design, installation of hand pumps and provision of maintenance and repair training. In line with the WASH project's participatory implementation framework, all community-level activities are identified, designed and conducted with the leadership of the Water Consumer Committee, WCC, which is a representative and consultative body appointed by the village community. By building WCC's capacity and imparting appropriate knowledge and skills training, ADRA ensures the newly provided water system is locally owned and managed.
අපි 63ක් විතර දුර ප්‍රමාණයක් කතර ගෙවාගෙන තමයි අපි වතුර බීමට ගේන්න ගියේ. ADRA ශ්‍රී ලංකා ආයතනයෙන් අපිට නළලින්දක් ලබා දීලා තියෙනවා. අපේ පවුල් 14ව අපගේ හෘදයාංගම ස්තුතියි අපි පුද කර සිටිනවා. මොකද ඉදිරි අනාගතයේ දරුවන්ටත් මේ ලිඳ බලපානවා ඒ වගේ ප්‍රයෝජන ගන්නවා.
මීට මාසයකට උඩදී ගමට නළලින්දක් ලැබුණා. යම් කිසි අවස්ථාවකදී කැඩුනොත් රිපෙයාර් එකක් කර ගැනීම සඳහා මට දවසක ට්‍රේනින් එකක් ලබා දුන්නා. මගේ ගමේ පවුල් 14ක සමාජිකයන්ට එම පුහුණුව ලබා දීලා ඒක කැඩුනහම රිපෙයාර් කිරීම සඳහා යතුරු ආපන්න බඩු මුට්ටුත් අද ලබා දුන්නා.
While the water system is being established, ADRA also conducts appropriate hygiene awareness-raising programs for all WCC members and other villagers who have the time to participate. The core idea behind hygiene awareness training is to see that each participant understands how to conserve, protect, store and treat water and pay attention to personal hygiene as well as household and community sanitation.
இந்த சுகாதார சம்பந்தமான பிரச்சனை எடுத்துக்கணும் 2 நாள் பயிற்சி எங்களுக்கு பிரயோசனம் இருந்தது. இந்த பயிற்சி பெற முதல் இப்படி செய்வதில் ஒருவரும் கைகளம் கழுவ மாட்டாங்க, அப்படியே எனர்ஜியா விட்டு போயிடுவாங்க எல்லாரும். அதால இந்த பயிற்சியினால் நான் நிறைய நன்மைகளை அடைஞ்சலாம்.
A significant portion of assistance delivered under ADRA's WASH project has contributed towards protecting water sources and increasing sanitation facilities of over 1,600 poor families living and working on the tea estates.
ADRA ආයතනයෙන් මගෙන් ක්‍රියාත්මක කරපු වෝටර් ස්කීම් එක නිසා පත්තිජන ජනතාවට විශාල සේවයක් වුණා. අවුරුදු 50කට ඉස්සෙල්ලා තිබිච්ච සිස්ටම් එකට වෙනස් විදියට අලුත් විදියට තමයි දැන් හදලා තියෙන්නේ. දැන් ගොඩාක් අසනීප කට්ටිය ගොඩාක් අඩුයි. அவங்க கொடுத்த செயல் திட்டங்களை இன்னும் நம்ம நல்ல முறையில் செஞ்சுக்கிட்டு தான் போறோம்.
Like in other districts, in Norelia too, all WASH activities have been implemented after the establishment of participatory decision-making structures. In places like the upper division of Norelia district, the WASH project has brought together all stakeholders to one platform, creating space for formerly marginalized estate workers to be involved in making decisions that affect their lives.
ADRA brought in this thing about the workers themselves contributing one. Second thing is that they manage that entity after it is established. Quality of life has improved, their health has improved, and health overall.
The gravity-fed water system constructed in this estate of the upper division has contributed towards socio-economic mobility of the women. Time saved from convenient access to water has been converted to increased work hours for tea plucking and other productive endeavours. Hence, their household incomes have also increased in no small measure.
වත්තේ අවුරුදු 20ක්ම වතුර නැහැ. අපේ ADRA එක ආවන් පස්සේ දැන් පවුල් 400කට වතුර තියෙනවා. කිසි කරදරයක් නැතුව කොහොම පාවිච්චි කරනවා. ගිල්ලා පයිපයක් මොකක් හරි වුණොත් ඒ වැරදි මොකක්ද වුණොත් බලන්න ඕනේ. ඒ ඔක්කොම කරගෙන තාමත් අපිට මට සැලකීම තියෙනවා මේ වත්තේ.
Apart from WASH assistance, the organization's livelihood support activities have led to significant changes and tangible improvements in the lives of poor and marginalized families. Low-income families across many districts have received assistance from in-kind support and capacity-building measures to establish or resume appropriate livelihoods and income generation activities of their choice. The strengthening of the village's CBO system through capacity and skill development support precedes livelihoods assistance delivery. Rajendran and his wife live on the upper division tea estate together with their 3 young children. As wage earners that drew income by working on the tea estate, they never made enough income to support a family of 5. But since 2004, when Rajendran received a milk cow from ADRA's Dairy Development and Income Generation Project, the family's fortunes have turned dramatically. After 1 year, they were able to pass on a milk cow to the community as per their obligation to the project, and the couple hasn't looked back since then. With increased incomes, Rajendran began to make business-savvy decisions that would help him to expand his small dairy farm. Over the past 8 years, they have sold 4 milk cows and utilized the incomes to increase their herd. Currently, he is putting finishing touches to a cowshed which can accommodate 4 cows and also has storage facilities. They also draw extra income by selling vegetables grown in their home garden.
எங்களுக்கு 12,000 ரூபாய் வீதம் அதில் வருமானம் வருது. அந்த வருமானத்தை வச்சு குடும்ப செலவுக்கும் பார்த்துக்கிறோம், மேலதிகமான செலவுகளையும் பார்த்துக்கிறோம், பிள்ளைகளை படிக்க வைக்கிற நிலைமையிலையும் இருக்கும். எட்ராவில் மாடு வாங்கின முதல் அந்த காலகட்டத்தை பார்க்கும்போது இந்த காலகட்டம் எங்களுக்கு நல்ல அந்த மாட்டு மூலமாக நல்ல ஒரு வருமானத்தை நாங்கள் பெற்றுள்ளோம்.
In the meantime, Rajendran took part in focused capacity and skill-building trainings in animal husbandry, home gardening, basic accounting and leadership development too. As Secretary of the Estate CBO, Rajendran is now able to make a vital contribution towards uplifting the lives of other families by sharing his knowledge and experiences. The third component of ADRA's program in Sri Lanka constitutes disaster response assistance, which is mostly in the form of quick relief to affected communities. ADRA's National Emergency Preparedness and Response Plan has capacitated the organization to respond in a short period of time and support up to 220 families in any part of the country affected by a disaster. In the aftermath of the 2004 tsunami, ADRA provided relief and recovery assistance to over 100,000 families through multiple interventions. Since then, as many as 6,000 families which were affected by war, floods and landslides have received emergency aid and assistance.
The project that ADRA Sri Lanka is proposing for the next 3 years, based in its strategic plan, is becoming an expert or one organization who is working in water and sanitation. That's its priority. Secondly, the main activity that ADRA Sri Lanka is going to run are projects in livelihood. And the third place, project related to disaster response. In these 3 areas, ADRA want to be expert at the end of the 3rd year. If you join us, we can make this world better. ADRA invite you to change the world one life at a time.
By 2015, ADRA's holistic approaches to poverty reduction and community development will have assisted 8,000 vulnerable families by empowering partnerships and responsible action, which will lead to just and positive change at individual and community levels.